different
Oh yeah, that's
scenarios.
good.
Good. Loved hearing about that. You guys talking about getting buyer broker signed from open houses. I think open houses are going to be a great way for a lot more lead generation to happen here in the near term.
I just got picked up another buyer lead or buyer potentially from an open house. They just emailed me yesterday because I had them at one open house in the Highlands, and then I was doing another open house in the Highlands in a different address the next day, and I invited them to that one, and they stopped by, and they said another agent was there, Lois Berman. She said she was chatting with them. Oh, what are you looking for? And I said, oh, they're looking for a music room, a woodworking shop, and like recalled all the things that we talked about. And they're like, yeah, exactly. And they're visiting. Oh, that's what we talked about yesterday too. Because Mikey was saying how he's been seeing a lot of out of state visitors, like people here renting right now or just kind of checking it out to see where they might want to live.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of those.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be more of that coming. I talked to in La Jolla yesterday, a good friend of mine, talking about traction and activity out there. And I saw a video the other day. It could have been 6 months ago, could have been last night. I don't know. I was hallucinating a lot. But the video was there was an open house in San Diego. They got 125 people through it.
Oh, that was in Santee. Yeah.
So,
I mean, the open house that I had last week, there was 45 people that came. There are so many.
And why are they such big numbers? Like,
I think it's the way you market it. I had 30 for 2 days in a row because I marketed it low. It's the price point too.
This is an opportunity. I know we want to be stingy and greedy and keep all of our leads, but can you manage 30 people in an open house?
No.
No, which is why I invited
40, 50, 60, 100? No.
No.
What's the max people you can manage at an open house at one time?
I had 9 people through, and that was a bit of a struggle.
Okay. So isn't this a great opportunity to pair up with someone? If you know you're getting good traffic in open house and you know you're getting some solid participation in open house, would it behoove you to have some help? A trusted partner, an agent that you actually get along with, that you want to spend some time with, that you guys could, tag team on people that walk in. That way you can focus on this person when they focus on the next person. You guys are there to talk to each other and role play and get ready before the next couple comes in. Or if nobody shows up at all, then you're there together to create content.
Right. I invite my lender so that we can pre-approve people on the spot. So
that's a great thing too.
Oh, that's what kicked it off yesterday, Joanne, talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I had my lender with me too, and that helped a lot. So she was like keeping conversations when I was talking with people, and then also making sure everybody, oh my gosh. Ella, making sure everybody signed in.
Just have to show you their fancy butthole.
Out of curiosity, for those seasoned agents, how does Super Bowl Sunday work on open houses? Is the traffic good, or what has your experience been?
Literally been hit and miss for me.
I'm going to the Super Bowl. We're watching the Super Bowl.
Some people have had good ones, like because they kind of promoted it as such, and they had some snacks and stuff like that. So
you can have it on your iPad or something, stream it, or if there's a TV.
Okay, pull it in and put it on the TV and
have the background. Yeah.
Okay. And my lender putting together like football takeaway bags, and then I was gonna go get like some platters, like some cheese platters or something. But I just wanted to see what the traffic was like for people in the past.
I would go as an anti, because if people are going to watch the Super Bowl, they're not going to want to be distracted. So I would make it as an anti-Super Bowl open house, and then create things that are people who are not football fans.
Okay. Like, what does that look like to you? Like in your head, what is that?
I don't know. I'm a football fan. I'm watching the Super Bowl.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. That could be a whole angle. Like, don't care about the game? Come hang out. We're going to stream freaking Mean Girls or whatever. I don't know, something.
Like Wicked or something.
What's the absolute opposite of football?
Ballet.
Ballet, Broadway musicals.
There we go. That's what you're gonna stream. Now
That's
you know.
I haven't seen The Greatest Showman, so I'll watch.
That's a good one. Yeah.
God, I love that you're bringing the energy today because I'm trying. I got like a 6% in me.
6%.
So
But don't make it too funny. Dan might shit himself.
high potential. No, I'm good. I'm 24 hours from one side and like 12 hours from the other, so I should be on the mend. But I'm definitely not coming to the office. So, Christina, for you and I later, we can postpone so you can get some rest.
Well, I was gonna text you to see how you were anyway, because if this cow thing's still going on, I might be wrangling cows into a trailer.
All right, just keep me posted. I'll just count on. We'll just manage the change.
Okay.
Everybody's been getting sick lately. Jeez.
Yeah.
I was sick for like 3 weeks too with this cough. I don't even know what it was. And then now my roommate's sick. She said, I've been babysitting for 2 weeks for my nanny job because they went to France or something like that. So I've been staying here every single night in Del Mar. But my roommate texted me and she said she's been puking for like 2 days. So I'm like, good thing I'm not near that. That sounds horrible.
Yeah, no, it's been rough. So it's some kind of virus that's going around. My sister told me about. It's just been absolutely annihilating.
Is it like sinus or stomach?
It's all stomach, thankfully.
Oh,
I have not bad. I don't want to say I have bad lungs. I have troubled lungs where I get pneumonia quickly. So so if it's anything respiratory or sinus, I instantly get bronchitis or pneumonia. So I'm really glad that it was just stomach, which is easy to come over. But this is important because if there's a virus going around, regardless if it's COVID or something similar or something simple, I don't care. It's precautionary. Take time to call on people, care about them. I had a handful of people reach out to me yesterday needing some stuff, and I still tried to exercise as much effort as I could to help them out. But the majority of people were like, "Oh, you don't sound very good." I'm like, "No, I've been home sick for the last couple of days." Like, "Oh, well, I don't need this right now. Just call me back later." I was like, "Well, it's okay. I'll get it to you." But I got so many texts backwards that said, "Thank you so much for doing this, even though you didn't feel well," because it was something to help them out. So when you reach out to someone and they're not feeling well and you do something to help them out and they do something to help you out, you're building rapport. You're building some deep, deep level rapport, because the more people know that you love and care about them, the more they're going to listen to the things you have to offer. It really goes down to the lesson of people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And when a sickness goes flying through, like the norovirus or whatever my sister said it was, I can't remember the name, call it the throne virus, the porcelain virus, and we know others are getting sick. This is a great opportunity to check in on people and just warn them, hey, there's some stuff going around. Double down on the sanitation, washing your hands and wiping things off. Especially when they got kids in school right now. Every school I called for my kids yesterday to call them out said, "Oh yeah, there's something going around." Well, how many people just reach out and just check on your spheres and say, "Hey, what can I do to help? What do you need?"
I just think I'm in the car about to go move some cows.
Yeah. That's also why you bid $8 million last year, your first year.
Well, this is my number one referral source friend. So if the woman says, "I need you to get off your ass and help me move cows," I get off my ass and move cows.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I don't. Because we got to do what we don't want to. Like today, guys, I'm at 10%, maybe 15%. But that's enough to get moving because my wife is now hurting. And I've got things to do because my business can't wait 2 days. It's tough. But even if you're laid up sick in bed, you just take some time to text some people and just check on them. Especially if they're sick in bed and they get a text from you, "Hey, Hope you're not sick like everyone else. How's life? Happy February. I'm always looking for ways for you guys to connect better with the people in your lives. Are you? Ooh, Joanne took that one hard.
I have to remember to be human.
Anyone else? Raise your hand if you feel the same. Like, you got to remember to be human. It's a casual thing, right? It's not just, oh, I'm not naturally gregarious. I'm not naturally outgoing. It's just, this is me on stage. I've performed enough to become this person. But I can crawl away into a hole and forget humanity exists. And sometimes we get so busy with ourselves and our lives and our work and our jobs and the tasks that are on our calendar, we forget why those tasks are there. Right? Someone spends 12 hours doing their business cards and doesn't do anything else. You're like, well, why did you do that? Well, I'm going to give my business cards to all these people I meet. Where are you going to meet them? I don't know. Who are you going to meet? I don't know. When are you going to do it? I don't know. There's something missing. So open houses, like we talked about when we started, how can you interrupt people's flow and become higher level relationship with the people that are around you? Well, have higher level interactions. If you're just standing in the middle of a stream of people flying by you, can you get more than a glance? Maybe a high five. You might get them to sign in. They might stab you with a pen. You don't know. They're in there and out there. You don't get to see them. Oh, which one was interested in the house? Oh, it was the lady and the gentleman with the red and black shirts. That's all you got. Versus maybe got in a second person, a lender, a title person, another realtor that can help break it up so you can have better high-level conversation, create rapport. And then follow up with that rapport to invite them to other things. And then follow up with that rapport to create a relationship. And now you've got a friend. Because it's more likely that your clients will become friends before your friends will become clients. Because you're going to curate new relationships. You guys know the definition of curate? Look it up.
Intentionally make.
Yeah. Yeah. Selecting, organizing, and presenting a collection. That's what you want your life to look like. 3:00 yesterday was the first time I got out of bed and did anything purposeful. I had a really serious one-on-one that I had to do. I just couldn't postpone. And in the conversation, we talked about one thing and one thing only, and that was a life by design. If I'm talking about a life by design, is that not me curating that life? That's picking the places, the people, the things, the environments, the actions, the activities, the adventures, and the consequences that I'm willing to have in my life. That's a life by design. And that only happens when we put some thought into it. So if we want more leads, we got to think about that. Okay, where are we going to get more leads? Where are we going to get more activity? Where are we going to get more in action? We want to have better leads. Okay, how are we going to have better conversations, better interactions, better follow-up? Ooh, that's a big one. If we're going to have better people to talk to, how are we going to put ourselves in better rooms, better spheres of influence, better environments? I will tell you that nothing, absolutely nothing happens by chance. Luck is merely the culmination of preparation and opportunity. You ever had a friend that gets lucky? Not like that, Anthony. Preparation, opportunity. When you're prepared for an opportunity, and it shows up, it looks a lot like luck. Oh, you got lucky with that $2 million listing. No, you were prepared. And in that preparation, you had had the conversation with yourself what you're going to do and what you're willing to do, what your habits need to look like, what your professional image needs to look like, what your conversations need to sound like. All of it prepared you for the moment that opportunity arose. And then boom, here you are, the luckiest person. Man, it feels good to be lucky. But the one thing I've learned in my life is that the harder I work, the luckier I get. So a life by design to me is, what are we choosing? What are we not choosing? What are we thinking about? What are we not thinking about? What are we asking of ourselves that we wouldn't ask of others? What are others asking of us that we wouldn't normally do? A lot of that goes into the preparation, just like, how do I want this open house to be? How is the traffic then? I love that Lydia was asking for ideas. Hey, we're thinking about doing open house on Sunday for the big game. How's traffic been? What should we do? Now you're getting a plan. You're preparing. Because after all, success needs preparation. Michael Phelps did not win a bunch of fish matches by rolling out of bed and putting on some tight shorts. That tall, lankly, goofy bastard spent every single day in the water. And he trained even when he was sick. You know why? Because it would take him 2 days to regain the distance he lost. It would take him 2 days for every day he was out sick to regain the speed, the edge, the angle, the timing that he lost. Oh, it can't be that bad. It can be. I just walked 5 bags of trash down to our dumpster, which would probably take me a minute and more time. And I just did it. And I came back from the dumpster sweaty and out of breath. And that's after 24 hours of me being bedridden. That is a physical representation of us allowing things to happen. Yeah, sickness happens. You're going to push through it. You're going to work through it. But you have to give yourself time to rest because your body's going to force you otherwise. But are we getting sick in our business? I'm sick of doing open houses. I'm sick of follow-up. I'm sick of cold calls. I'm sick of lead gen. I'm sick of follow-up. Because you take a day off. And what happens? How many days behind are you?
5.
At least. At least. Some of my senior people, you ever missed a deal by not following up by 1 day?
Oh,
Yeah, I have. $1 million listings by not following up for 1 day. And the reason I say that is because we have systems and models around us that protect us. But we got to use them. So yesterday, I'm laying in bed and I check my phone and I get a text message, or I send a text message to Jim D'Ambrosio. How'd the trip go? Just out of fucking nowhere. Just random text message. I sent that text message. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, was I so damn delirious that I don't remember texting somebody how'd the trip go? No. I had set a text reminder on my phone to send later because Jim and I had a conversation a month and a half ago about him taking a trip. And he would be back the first week of February. So I sent a text and said, please send later on this date and this time. So me, being in the cognitive fog that I was, still did some follow-up because I put a system in place. We can get sick, but our businesses can't. Think about that. We can get knocked out, but our businesses can't. I'm saying the word business on purpose. Because you as a real estate professional, what are you doing?
Running a business.
Running a business. I actually helped Christina write an invoice. I don't know if it was Monday morning or Sunday night. I don't remember. I just remembered tripping through it on my phone. Because I knew she needed it for her. Yeah, it was Sunday night because you needed it yesterday for final settlement.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, because that was an instant need. Had to be done. But I want you to think about that is, are we getting sick in our business or are we letting our businesses get sick? Because we can get sick of it. We can get sick of follow-up. We can get sick of lead generation. We can get sick of open houses. We can do all kinds of stuff. Man, I'm just sick of this. But you got to let your business get healthy. And your business stays healthy with models and systems. And I was excited to share with you guys that text message because that listing will be $1.45 million. And it's down the street from a house I grew up in. So I know that neighborhood intimately. And he even remembered me living there, which is kind of cool. So on the other side of that coin is it goes in line with what Gracie says. Does anyone take a day off or so during the week, or is that unrealistic? Yeah, I do. I take Wednesdays off mostly. I say mostly because I'm working in the morning, but I come home around noon.
Yeah, I said Thursdays, but that's an absolute lie. I usually end up doing some sort of work-related activity.
Yeah, it's just something simple, but it's not heavy lifting.
Well, and
And
I think I think it's fine doing like answering emails, or if you have a client who, needs to talk to you, do stuff like that. But recently, given it's harder, I have a second job, so technically, I mean, I'm working on the weekends with open houses and I work here every single day too. But I was thinking, when I only am doing real estate, is it realistic to take a day off or so, and still answer emails and such. So that's good to hear that people do that.
here's the way I look at it, Grace. Fresh horses win races. My mentor heard that I was not, because that's the first call I have on Mondays is with them. It's like sets the week. Sometimes it's Sunday night. When my mentor heard about the situation and knew what I was going through, they canceled my calls for me. They said, Dan, when you say you're not feeling well, I know it's something serious. You will take today off. And I'm like, okay, see, I'll see you on Tuesday. He's like, we'll see. But my business doesn't take a
That's
day off.
because they know that you do the same thing for them.
Yeah. I give you permission to take time off. I give you permission to take time and heal. God himself took a day off. But when it comes to real estate, I want you to think about that. It's like my mind is not exactly as crisp as I want it to be, as I'm sure that the message is jumbled, but it comes down to we build a better life by having more intention, by having high level conversations and keeping our business healthy. If you're going to do the open houses, make sure they're successful by marketing, employing help, following up with people, and putting them in the database so that your business can keep it healthy. Because you're going to get sick. Your database probably won't. I say probably because there's some hackers out there that'll do some magical finger stuff and Googleize things. But you might get sick, but your business can't. Think about that. High level conversations is when people are down, check on them. Care calls. Man, I love care calls. There's nothing better than reaching out to somebody just to check on them. You mistakenly call my mom to check on her, she's got you for at least an hour. but guaranteed you're going to wind up with some fudge, some cookies, some treat in your mailbox soon after.
And if you know that person is going to take an hour, call them when it's convenient so they can.
Yeah.
Or preface the call.
Yeah. Hey, I've only got a couple of minutes. I wanted to call and see how you were. Then it's not rude to say, well, I got to get running. Wish you the best. Love you. Bye. Doesn't take much. Doesn't take much. But if you're sick of your business, probably because you're not using models and systems. If your business is sick, you're definitely not using models and systems. If you're sick, take a day off and rest. Fresh horses win races. And if you're going around getting everybody else sick, punching you straight in the throat. Yeah, there is no virtue in that. I hated that growing up in the places. I don't care if you're sick. I need you to be here. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard a manager say.
When your mom makes you go play with the neighbor kid because they have chicken pox and you don't.
Yeah. Were you just trying to make me die? So, well, guys, I missed you yesterday. I really pushed myself to be here this morning. I even put on a purple-ish shirt. It's not my normal purple shirt because it's still in that line of laundry. There are 9 loads of laundry right there that I get to do today. And they're all sanitized washes, so they're an hour and a half each. So if anyone has a spare washer and dryer that they can bring over and we can just plug in the Bluetooth and get it washing, I'd love that. So
take it easy, buddy. Get better.
Thanks for showing up, Dan.
Oh, thank you guys for showing up. I do this for you. Again, I'm sorry about missing yesterday. Mondays are the days I hate missing the most.
And I missed yesterday too. I want to know how the call went.
Oh, we'll never know, Jim, and I'm not going to allow them to tell you. So, because that was a moment in time that we lost by not being here.
Amen.
Possibly the best call we've ever had, but
The best,
Of course.
Yeah, 100%. So, guys, thank you so much for being a part of my family and my tribe. If you're going to do open houses, go make them wins. Make them huge. Make them an event. Make it something you want to invite people to. And build a